Hello everyone, CatWeazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror, Hypnos, Otherworldly Dreams, where we're just about to start episode 2. But before we do, we've got a quick trip to make. Hurrah! Yes, CatWeazle's Cock-Up Corner. And for all of you that are enjoying the new CatWeazle's Cock-Up Corner music, well, there you go. You've got some more of it. Right, what did I do wrong? Jacqueline Fine. She was in the Canadian wilderness trying to pick up that clue. She should have done an observation -1 check. She did an observation without the -1. She rolled 3 dice. Now, I was just going to let this go, because if you actually look at the footage, the 5, the success dice, actually came out second. But sod it, I'm here now, and I've got some dice near me, so we'll just re-roll it. She does have a focus, but she gets another 5. So they are. Justice is done. Because I do think that the second die that came out was actually the 5. Alright, so she's got past that. And she didn't have to get rid of a focus either. So we fixed that. Let's crack on. I think we'll stay with our friend Luke being the lead investigator. So let's see what he's going to do. And here we are with Luke. Okay, what we're going to do? Well, first of all, he's going to travel to Dilathleen. So he's going to move from the moon to Dilathleen. I've just done that now. You'll see that when we get into the encounter phase. Now he's in Dilathleen. What he's going to try and do is going to try and acquire assets. So we'll bob across to the board and see if he's able to do it. He's got an influence of 2. And he also has a focus. He's not going to spend his clue. And here we are at the asset reserve. So he's got his focus just in case he needs it. And he's also got his resource, which can count as 1 success. So influence of 2. He's not blessed or anything. Let's see what he can get. And he gets 1 success. So he's got 2 successes there, because we're going to spend that. That's going to give us 2 successes. The first thing we're going to get is the investment. So should be able to see this now. It's a task. On a reckoning, your investment has paid off. You may discard this card to gain a funding condition. Why have we got this? We know we've got a reckoning coming up. Absolutely, totally got a reckoning coming up. So we're having that. So he gets an investment. And for the success itself, and he can get whiskey or he can get kerosene. He doesn't really need the whiskey because he's got quite good sanity anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the kerosene item. You may discard this card to gain +5 strength during a combat encounter. Now with this, I'm going to hang on to that if I can. The reason being the rumour. That is what I'm going to discard if the rumour comes up as an item. I don't want to discard his dream box. So let's pick up a few of these like crappy items in order to be able to get rid of them when the time comes. I've got a plan for completing the rumour, but just in case we don't, let's have something in reserve. Didn't use his focus, so he gets that back. He's done that. We're not doing anything else, so all we've got to do is replace these chaps. We'll get this, do a cut, and what we getting first? First up, we have an occult grimoire. Nice. Cost of 3, item tome, Gain 3 lore when resolving spell effects. Reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. I like it. It's also a Dreamlands item. How thematic. And, oh yeah, you want to see it, don't you? Oh, this is a good one. Private Care. Cost of 2. Service. When you gain this card, immediately recover all health and sanity, then discard this card. Excellent. But, like Agency Quarantine, what happens there is it's when, as soon as you pick it up, that happens. So we've got to bear that in mind. Okay, right. That is it for Luke. Next up is Jacqueline. And here we are with Jacqueline. Alright, what is she going to do? Well, she's not going to move anywhere. She's going to try and get that clue again. So she's going to go for it. But what she is going to do is she's going to use her special ability. As an action, she may trade any number of clues to an investigator on any space. She's going to trade all 3 of her clues that she's got here. So she's going to use her psychic powers to get into the mind, into the dreams of William Yorick, and give him these 3 bits of information. So he now has 4 clues. Awesome. For her second action, what she's going to do is, I think she's actually going to gain a focus. I was thinking about a rest, but no, let's gain a focus because we want to get that clue. So 2 re-rolls would be immense. Always assuming that we get a chance to get a clue. We'll see. We'd be really unlucky to get 2 research encounters without a chance at getting a clue. So hopefully we will at least get the chance of getting one. Alright, so that's it for Jacqueline. Next up is William Yorick. And here we are with William, who, with his knowledge that he has gained from Jacqueline, now has 4 clues. Great stuff. Right, what's he going to do for his first action? Well, he's heard there's something going off in South Africa, so he's going to get himself a ship ticket. Having got that ship ticket, he's going to spend it. So he is now going to move to space 15. So that involves him taking the sea lane to space 18, then he spends the ship ticket, and he can carry on to space 15. So we will see him there in the encounter phase, because he's going to try and stop that rumour. He has 4 clues, and he has 3 observation, so he's going to go for it. Okay, that's it for William. Next up is Carolyn. And here we are with Carolyn. She's just got a blue die there for whenever, you know, the reckoning comes up, we're going to have to roll that. This just reminds me that I've got to roll for a blessing at some point. So I'll just pop that on there. Okay, what is she going to do? Well, she's also going to gain a ship ticket. And so we'll pull one out. And then what she is going to do is she's going to travel to Rome. But she's not going to use the ship ticket. She's just going to Rome. She wants the ship ticket for later. Because with that ship ticket from Rome, next turn, she should be able to get to Cape Town. Or Space 15, South Africa. That way, if we make sure that she goes before William, then we can have a situation where either she or William rest on the same spot, and she can succeed at final analysis. I mean, we might be struggling. Oh, I'm thinking now. If William succeeds, we won't have enough clues. Oh, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we'll possibly have 6 if Jacqueline succeeds. I may change my mind. She's not going to get the ship ticket. I think what she's going to do, so she's in London, I think what she's going to do is, she could try and get to the Dreamlands, but you get to the Enchanted Wood, and that's difficult to get towards Luke. I could do with her. She is going to get a ship ticket. I've thought of something else. She's going to get a ship ticket, and she's going to travel. She's going to travel to Arkham. Then she's going to spend this ship ticket, and she's going to go up to Greenland and Space 9, where there is a clue. So she's going to try and pick up a clue on Space 9. I think, yes. It's a bit out of the way, but she was the closest. She can get there. An extra clue will work. Her and Jacqueline are in the same sort of postcode, and hopefully they will be able to meet up at some point. But an extra clue is always an extra clue. So, yeah, we'll send her to Space 9, try and get that clue. Okay, that is it for the action phase. Next up is the encounter phase. And here we are at the encounter phase with Luke. And he's just going to have a normal encounter at Dilathleen. So we will need the Dreamlands locations. They've already been shuffled, so we'll just have a cut. And Dilathleen's the one on the bottom there. Okay, let's get cracking. You eat... You eat? No, I said you eat a man who meets hexes. Okay, let's try again. You meet a man who eats hexes. You may discard a curse condition. Well, we don't have one. He shows you a text written in gibberish, and it's a law test. Okay, his law's pretty good, isn't it? From what I recall, and he does have a focus. His law is 4. Just looking to see if he gets anything else from anywhere. I don't think he does. No, so it's just 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my shaker? There's my shaker. And we get 2 successes. A 5 and a 6. That's what we want. We don't want to knock over the Dream Quest token though. Alright, there we go. If you pass, the words make sense. Gain 1 random tome asset from the deck. We didn't fail, so we don't have to bother with that. So this is from the deck, it isn't from the reserve. So we'll get the deck as usual. I'll do a cut, and then we'll just start from the bottom till we get a tome. Magic shot, no. Secret page is a tome. Good-o. Put them back. Whoop. Try and pick this up. Focus. So there we are. Should be coming up any time now. Secret page. Cost 2. Item tome. Gain +1 law when resolving spell effects. When you gain this card from the deck or reserve, gain a spell. So we're going to gain a spell as well. Put this on his sheet. I'll have to move everything round. Right, spell. Spell deck. Okay, I have 3. I have my spell deck split into 3. 1 for glamours, 1 for incantations, 1 for rituals. So what we'll do is we'll roll a spell. We'll roll a die. On a 1 to 2, it'll be a glamour. A 3 to 4 will be an incantation, and a 5 to 6 will be a ritual. A 6. Awesome. We get a ritual. So here they are. This is the ritual deck. We'll do a cut. And then we'll just pick one off the bottom and we get Arcane Insight, which I think was on the top, but there are more than one. There'll be 5 or 6 of these, so we've probably about 5 or 6 of each spell. So here we go, Arcane Insight spell. This isn't a condition. Yeah. It's not a condition, so unfortunately Jackie can't take a look at it. Arcane Insight spell. Ritual. Action. Choose yourself or another investigator on any space and test law -2. Roll 1 additional die for each tome possession you have. We've just got secret page. If you pass, that investigator gains 1 clue. Then flip this card. Excellent spell. We'll have that. Oh, we'll take that any day of the week. So now we've got Arcane Insight, as well as a secret page. Coolness, and that is it. So get rid of that and the deck, and we're doing all right. We are doing all right. All right. All right. All right. All right. That is it, I think, for Luke. So next up is Jacqueline. And here we are with Jacqueline. So research encounter again. We're going to give it another go. Cut. And we're still on a wilderness space. So there we are. Wilderness. You find a seemingly innocuous stone tablet in a quiet clearing. Touching it floods your mind with visions of the origin of the universe. You may gain a dark pact condition, to gain the Elder Key artifact. I don't even care what the Elder Key artifact is. It may be amazing, but I'm not taking a dark pact second turn. No way. If you do not gain the condition, the tablet calls a guardian. A cultist monster ambushes you. Right, so we're ambushed by a cultist. I still wouldn't have gone for it. So we know what the cultist is. We'll flick it up. All we've got to do is wake him up. So we've got to do a will -1, wake him up, and that is it. We get rid of him. So her will is... Her will is 3, and she's got 2 focus. And once again, we didn't get a chance at getting a clue. This is rubbish. So 2 dice. A 5. She succeeded. So the cultist monster gets woken up, and we don't have to bother with him. And she's not staying there again. I've had enough of her researching clues. She's going to head towards Arkham, I think, next. Games took the piss enough. We're not going to stay there. I'm not one of these who's like, well, it's not happened twice, it's bound to happen the 3rd time. No. Try it twice, then that's it. That's all my dice get. You might get a second chance, but if you don't roll a success, you go in the naughty pile. Okay, right, so that's it for Jacqueline. Failed. And next it's William. And here we are with William. He's on space 15. He's investigating the rumour of these scavengers. So he's poking around Cape Town trying to find out what's going on. He needs to make an observation test. I'll pop the rumour up so you can have a look at it. And his observation's 3, so -1 will be 2 dice. He has 2 focus. Hopefully we won't need them. And we're going to roll 2 dice. Come on. A 5. He's done it. He's done it. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. The combined might of Jacqueline Fine. She might not be able to research clues, but she knows how to trade them. So there we go. These 4 clues are discarded. we get in touch with the South African police and we are able to smash the scavenger ring. Excellent. Yep, so we've solved the rumour. Looking at the rumour, we don't have to wait, by the look of it, till the end of the mythos phase. It is just solved. So I will discard that. Get rid of those tokens as well. So we didn't lose a single token. We can discard this. And job's a good one. Let's get rid of those Eldritch tokens. William, you are the star boy. Okay, that's it for William. Next up, it's Carolyn Fern. And here we are with Carolyn. She's going to do a research encounter. Hopefully she's going to show Jacqueline how it is done. So we'll do a cut. And let's have a look. She's on a wilderness space as well. So there we are. Let's have a read. You follow a sleepwalking man through the wilds, but he is moving with unnatural speed. Observation -1. I don't think her observation's that great. Indeed, it's a 2, but she is blessed. Remember, Paul, she's blessed. So we have a blessed die. No, we don't have any focus or anything. We don't even have a clue. 1 die special. And we've failed. Even with a blessed dice. That's bad news. If we pass, blah, 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 and of course we would have gained a clue. If you fail, you lose your way again. No, you lose your way. Gain a madness condition through losing your way? What a twaddle. Madness conditions. I'll just get them in a second. I'm just checking. She could get rid of madness conditions anyway, so that's not too bad. So, but we get it. Oh, and we've got a reckoning coming up as well. So she can only get rid of it as an action. So we're going to have at least one reckoning where we've got to put up with it. Where are they? Where are they? Here they are, sorry. So, here they are, madness conditions. Whoop. Do a cut. We'll take one off the bottom. And we get hunger. Okay, fair enough. If we lost our way, it's possible that we would get hungry. So I'll let them off. I'll let them off. Hunger condition, madness. When you perform a rest action, you cannot recover sanity. Roll 1 die. On a 4, 5 or 6, discard this card. We'll have to test will. We'll definitely get a reckoning, so we'll be testing will, and if we fail, we've got to flip the card. But we're blessed. And a will is 4. Surely we will succeed on that. Oh, flip the card. It's a condition, isn't it? Bring ye back. So, once per round, Jacqueline Fine can use her special ability. So we're going to flip this, and Jacqueline is going to end up with a clue. So we're going to have a look. Obviously, it wasn't hunger, she was thirsty. Thirst. Your desires constantly weigh on your mind, driving you to drink to calm your nerves. In your drunken state, you lose track of time and all sense of duty, abandoning your cause and your friends. Discard half of your possessions, then flip this card. Well, we're not having that happening. She will be able to discard it next action phase. As part of... she has that as an action. So, a special action, so she will be able to get rid of it, definitely. And she'll be rolling 4 blessed dice during the reckoning. So hopefully we won't have to flick that card. But Another important thing is, at least we generated a clue due to the amazing ability of Jacqueline Fine. So there we go. She gets another clue. How many clues do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5. 5 on the board or with investigators. So we just need another 3. Got to try and stop spending them if we can. We had to spend them for that rumour, that's fair enough, but yes, rather avoid it. Oh, bummer. But eventually we did get a clue. But the 2 that we actually went after remain on the board. Bah. Okay, right, that is it for the encounter phase now. I think there's nobody after Carolyn. That just leaves the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and the chuckle phase. And it's going to be a reckoning. I hope so, because I'm set up for a reckoning. If I made a if I made a mess making the Mythos card up, the Mythos deck up, then I'm going to look pretty foolish. But hopefully I've done it correctly, and that means we should be getting a reckoning. So I've preempted it, got all my stuff organised. Okay, laugh and chuckle deck. What are we going to get? We are indeed getting a reckoning. So there we go. Focus. Is that focusing? I think it's focused. Okay. Right, so that's what we've got. Old wounds. First things first, I shall, because it's a bloody reckoning and messing around, I've got to use the special thing just to make sure I don't miss anything. Right, you may see my back a bit during this while I'm crawling all over everywhere, so advance apologies. Advance the Omen by 1, then advance Doom by 1 for each gate on the game board that corresponds to the current Omen. Well, we haven't got any gates, so that's going to be good. So we've gone round to a blue constellation, just up there. There were no gates, so we don't have to bother with Doom, it's still on 13. That is great. Next up, we have the Reckoning. So resolve Reckoning. And we've got to do them in this order. First of all, monsters. Well, we don't have any, which is fantastic. Then the Ancient One, so I'll just flick that up. I think basically that each investigator has to move 1 space closer to the Dreamlands unless they spend a sanity. Now, good old Luke is already in the Dreamlands, so I think he's fine. Let me know if he does have to move, because he's not spending a sanity. He will cheerfully move though, because he'd go to Celophaeus and get the clue. But I think he's alright. If you're in the Dreamlands, you don't have to move. And you don't have to spend your sanity either. Everybody else, well, I'm not bothered too much about having to move. So, it'd have been a pain, for example, if William hadn't done that rumour. He'd have had to sort of go and come back. But as it is, I think the nearest way for him to the Dreamlands is Buenos Aires, isn't it? Where there's a dream portal, which has a local path. So, yes, he's got to get on a ship. So he is going to Space 11, just there in the South Atlantic, heading towards Buenos Aires and the dream portal to Unknown Kadath. Jacqueline Fine. Well, it's obviously San Francisco for her. That has got a dream portal there to the underworld. But there are 2 ways she can get there. And I know the way she's going. We get to choose because it's either 1, 2 going that way via Alaska, or 1, 2, going through the American Midwest. She's going to go through the American Midwest. So she's going to go there. For Carolyn, who's up there in Greenland, well, I think San Francisco's the nearest for her as well. It's 1, 2, 3 to Buenos Aires. It's 1, 2, 3 to San Francisco. So she can choose. She can choose, but either way, she'd be going to Arkham. She's moving one space. So whichever one she chose, she'd end up in Arkham anyway. Right, that is everybody moved, I think. So that is the ancient one dealt with. Mythos cards. Well, we haven't got the rumour. Got rid of that. Woo! So there's no Mythos cards to do. And possessions and conditions, and I've got all those out. First of all, we've got the investment. That'll flick up now, and that is Luke Robinson picked that up. Task: during the reckoning, your investment has paid off. You may discard this card to gain a funding condition. So that's what he's going to do. Discard the card. Goes in there. We want a funding condition. I think that's in with deals, isn't it? I'm just looking very quickly. I'm sure it's in with, I think it's in with the deal deck. So this is the deal deck. We'll just do a cut. And then we'll go through from the back till we get a funding condition. Promise of power. Funding. There we go. So we've got a funding condition. Hang on, I'll just put this back and then we'll go through it. Oh God, that flipped round, didn't it? I didn't see it. And you guys, because I went like that when I was putting it. I'll promise not to look, because we can't look. Because Jacqueline's already done it this turn. Yeah, I just caught a little bit of it when I was doing that. But hopefully... Oh, I better just pull it again. Because I'm going to be looking at the footage, aren't I? I'm going to be looking at the footage. And no matter how hard I try, I'll spot it. So there's funding on the top, but we'll keep going till we get one from down here. And perhaps this time I won't flick it over by accident. And now, of course, it's been dead awkward. And one's not coming up. There it is. Right. Don't turn it over when you bring it up to the camera this time, numbskull. Alright. So here we have a funding condition. Funding condition. Deal. You may discard this card in place of gaining a debt condition or to discard a debt condition. On a reckoning, not this reckoning because we've only just got it now, if you are on a city space you may flip this card. So he's got a funding condition. Put that onto his player tray. Good, good. Right, so that's him dealt with. The only other person who's got reckoning cards is good old Carolyn over here. It's up to us in what order we do these. So a quick tip for all you Eldritch horror players, you probably do it anyway, but do your blessed condition last. Yes? So you're using blessed dice for all the others. That's my tip to you. Alright, hunger condition. So flip this up. And we've got a test will. That's it. We've got 4 blessed will dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Surely I can get past it. Surely. Well, we've got 6 there already. 1 fell out. But only just. We got a 6. So we did pass. So we didn't have to flip the card. So we just put that back on her player tray. And now we've got to do the blessed condition. 1 dice. What we don't want Take the one off the player tray. What you don't want is a 1 or a 2. A 2. Ah, damn it! So we lose the blessed condition. But it did its job. It did its job to stop that hunger condition kicking in. But yes, I'm with Blake on this. The bloody rubbish, the blessed and cursed. Losing blessed and cursed on a 1 or a 2. Should be a 1 in 6 chance, not a 1 in 3 chance. Something else that 2nd edition does much better. Right, so that is... Oh no, we haven't finished the... Yep, possessions and conditions. Yep, done that. Okay. Woohoo! That is the end of the reckoning. A nice quick one. That's a nice change. So we're back to the card. Oh, a gate opens. But we know what the gate is. It's going to be London. We've got it on the top there. Sydney is now the next gate. Just put this on a stand. Pop it over there. It is London. And we need a monster. Let's get the bag. What are we going to get? A maniac. So, right, I'm going to have to mess around here, aren't I? Because the wiki doesn't have them. So they are maniac, but it doesn't have a reckoning on the back. So hopefully it'll be coming up now. 1 toughness. Horror check is a will check +1. And you've only got to get 1 success to avoid taking sanity damage. The combat check is a strength test -1. And you have to get 2 successes to avoid taking health damage. If you fail the strength test, you may discard 1 ally asset instead of losing health. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, gain 1 axe asset. Groovy. Okay, let's get a stand for him. And axe-wielding maniac in London. There we are. Wonder if you should send somebody to close that gate. We'll see. Alright, okie dokie. So that's the gate done. And now all we've got to do is the rest of the card. Starting with the flavour text. Just as you begin to believe that all the pain and stress you went through is behind you, the stitches on your wounds tear open. Sweating and bleeding, you find yourself just as hurt and afraid as when you were at your worst. Old wounds. Event. Each investigator may discard any number of improvement tokens, then they lose 1 health or 1 sanity for each improvement token they have. The only person with improvement tokens is William, and he's got 2. And he's not going to get rid of them. What he's going to do is he's going to lose a health for 1. He'll lose a health for the strength 1. And he'll lose a sanity for the observation 1. And that'll leave him on 4 health and 3 sanity. But I think he'll be alright. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me. But he's going to take that one on the chin, is the lad. Okay, that is it for the Mythos phase. I'll put that back in a bit when I've finished. Again, good turn. I think we had a very good turn there. We can't get a research encounter for Toffee. But, other than that, you know, we've stopped that rumour. So I can take that off, can't I? Get rid of that. The rumour's gone. The reckoning went okay. Okay, health and sanity loss for William. But we didn't have to trigger that hunger condition. And she can get rid of that because it's Carolyn Fern. She can psychologise herself and give herself a little bit of therapy in the mirror. And she'll be fine. She'll get rid of that. And she'll have to get rid of it as well next turn because we've got yet another reckoning coming down. So that is okay. And Luke did well, again. He got himself a good little asset, didn't he? He got himself a spell and the secret page. And that's a good spell. But one thing I haven't done, which probably better... I thought I had, you know, like I had a turn's grace for the mystery. It's nagging. It's nagging at the back of my brain that I haven't started doing that mystery. So I think what I'll try and do is get more people. We'll definitely next turn have Luke do the mystery. He might move to Celophaeus, pick up that clue. Well, no, because he'd have to do a research encounter. He might move to Celophaeus, do the mystery, and then he can try and pick up the clue next turn. Try and do it that way. Jacqueline, might get Jacqueline to Arkham, finally get something done with Carolyn, but I don't think we've got enough clues, have we? Actually, we've got that clue on Celophaeus. I may not have counted that. 1, 2, 3 clues on the board. Luke's got a clue. 4, 5. No, it is 5. Got 5 clues. Bah. Yeah, so we can't do it. Can't do it at the moment. Perhaps we'll try and get them both in the Enchanted Wood, though. If they both go to the Enchanted Wood, they might be able to do it in there. We just need a few more clues. But we've got Arcane Insight and all sorts of... I think we've got a few ways of generating clues, to be honest. So we'll see. I'll have to have a think. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a good think. There's quite a lot of options, so I'll have a good think about that. Again, any of you guys have an idea, by all means put it in the comments. And but that was a good turn 2, following on from a good turn 1. We're cooking with gas, I think. And yeah, let's crack on with a second mystery. It's not gonna be plain sailing all the time, so we can't afford to dawdle. While we're having good luck and making good progress, let's crack on with these mysteries. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions. Thank you for all the likes and the dislikes, for all the comments. The stars are right. And you are all stars. And you're all right. So thank you very much. Anybody who's been across the Board Game Geek to like the video threads over there, they are actually on the Dreamlands expansion page. They're not on the main Eldritch horror page, they're on the expansion page, because this is a Dreamlands playthrough. For anybody who's looking for them and thinking, where are they? Can't find them. They are actually on the Dreamlands expansion page. Alright, and of course, last but by no means least, a big thank you to everybody who's been to KoFi.com to help support the channel and tip me a brew. Thank you so much. It is muchly appreciated. Thank you very much. And right, well, I hope you join me for episode 3. Until then, this is me, CatWeazle, saying toodaloo.